Live from the NBC Montana studios, this is NBC Montana Today.
Good morning, Montana. I'm Jason Hurst. As you are pouring coffee and making breakfast, let's get you ready for your day. As Butte continues to grow, find out what big-name businesses are headed to town. Election day is almost here. We take a closer look at the recent Ryan Zinke and Monica Tranel debate. Plus, learn how Bozeman is taking the lead on making Indigenous Peoples Day a statewide holiday. These stories and much more in the next half hour.
Well, the time is at 6:30 on a Tuesday morning. Temperatures cold enough you may need a jacket, but the good news is you're not going to need it for long. By the afternoon, we're going to see those high temperatures in the 70s. We are waking up at 31 right now in Butte. We're sitting at the freezing mark this morning in Kalispell. Live look at radar. Dry skies today, but that's not how we're going to end the week. In fact, beginning tomorrow, we bring in the threat of a little bit of rain, and by Thursday, we could see some snowfall. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast in Missoula. Lunchtime, 59, partly cloudy skies. Temperatures nearing the 70-degree mark at 2 p.m., 72 in that 5 o'clock hour. For Bozeman, similar forecast, a bit more sun though in and around Gallatin County. Temperatures upper 60s by 2 p.m., mid 70s at 5 o'clock. The mountains around Bozeman under a winter storm watch Thursday and Friday. We are timing out our next weather maker coming up in 10 minutes.
And a story we learned about over the last 80 minutes is to be on the lookout for a bear. That's right, a bear was spotted on the University of Montana's campus, and the university has confirmed the report. The bear was spotted near a bike rack at Craig Hall, and was also reported that the bear followed a student, but the bear was not aggressive. Officers located the bear in the Elrod Craig Dunaway courtyard. So be safe out there. Again, the bear was spotted on the campus. In Butte, construction on a brand new retail plaza on the flats is kicking into high gear. And for the first time, the details of what's coming are made public. NBC Montana's Josh Margolis has the report.
1, 2, 3. 6 years after first looking to bring national development to Butte, Dave Leone of PF Management Group has the land, the funding, and the leases to make the $26.5 million Cornerstone Plaza a reality.
Means a lot, man. It's been a long time in the waiting, and to get the groundbreaking going and getting phase 1 going and get, you know, the best looking girls at the dance.
This afternoon, Leone announced the first national chains that will have a presence at the 17-acre site adjacent to the Burt Mooney Airport. They include a Planet Fitness, Chick-fil-A, Chipotle, and Jersey Mike's. Contracts with Starbucks and iMart Express are being finalized.
Each business helps the other one, and they all create products and services for the community that wouldn't have it if we didn't do this all in one big deal.
Leone, who owns all the Planet Fitnesses in the region, initially thought about just bringing the gym to town, but he realized that Butte is starved for other national chains. And this is the perfect location, which is why he put millions of dollars into this development.
This was a diamond in the rough for us. We saw the opportunities here, and we're blessed.
Foundation work will continue over the next 30 to 45 days, and a grand opening will take place between July and September of 2025. But that's just phase 1 of this project. Leone is in negotiations with large home improvement, big box stores, and grocery chains for the next step in the creation of the plaza.
It's construction opening, I would say, 2026. And we're talking large national retailers, 125,000 feet.
Reporting in Butte, Josh Margolis, NBC, Montana.
On Monday, events to celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day took place across the country. In Bozeman, city leaders, local nonprofits, and residents marched the day with music, song, and prayer on Pete's Hill. Bozeman is one of 5 cities in the state to officially recognize the holiday, along with Missoula, Harlem, Livingston, and Helena. Organizers with Indigenous Peoples Day Montana are working toward recognition of the holiday statewide.
We start here in Bozeman. We don't end here in Bozeman. Our goal is to ensure that there's an Indigenous Peoples Day throughout Montana, and only then will we be satisfied.
Indigenous Peoples Day is celebrated in lieu of Columbus Day, and founders of the holiday say it is more inclusive and more accurate. On Monday, people came out to show their support as a Missoula business partners with the American Red Cross to give back to people who need it most. NBC Montana's Brianna Henderson explains.
And here at Frugal's, we saw a great turnout for Proceeds Day, where 100% of sales went towards Hurricane Milton and Helene relief efforts. I'm here with Eli Duncan, the general manager of Frugal's here on Brook Street, and people are wondering what inspired the idea of a fundraiser here today.
Yeah, well, it wasn't immediately on our radar, of course, to be donating to something like this on the other side of the country, up here in the little Northwest. But we have some general managers here over in Washington who have some family down in Florida. And he wanted to show some love to his family and show some love to his friends down there as well. And so we immediately jumped on the boat to try to get this taken care of.
And American Red Cross is going to support rebuilding efforts. Do you know of anything else that this money might be going towards?
No, we have spoken with them directly, and 100% of all the money that we make today across all locations just directly goes to the hurricane relief efforts only, and that's it.
And that went on today through 9 p.m. at the Frugal's Brook Street location in Missoula. Brianna Henderson, NBC Montana.
We are just weeks away from the general election, and all eyes are on Montana's key races. Incumbent Republican U.S. Representative Ryan Zinke and Democratic challenger Monica Tranel faced off recently in their first and most likely only debate ahead of the election. NBC Montana's investigative reporter Bowen West gives us a fresh look at the race for Montana's 1st congressional district.
A 30-minute debate hosted by MTN News aired over the weekend, giving Montanans an insight into the rematch between Ryan Zinke and Monica Tranel for Montana's Western District representative in Congress. It was a contentious debate, with both candidates often going over their allowed time limits and making jabs at their opponent when they could immediately. Zinke brought up ads where Tranel went into his Airbnb properties to film. This led into a discussion on housing in the state. Tranel said Zinke has done nothing to help the housing crisis in the state. He brought up his support of the HELPER Act, which he said helps law enforcement, firefighters, EMTs, and teachers to buy a home. Recently, a nonpartisan group, the Cook Political Report, said this is a closer race than expected. I spoke with the House editor who is keeping an eye on this race. She said the multiple ethics complaints against Zinke make it a competitive race.
I would say probably that this is a competitive race is because of Zinke's baggage. And then Tranel has run a strong campaign and has been able to exploit that.
Abortion was another hot button issue. Zinke mentioning he's pro-life and finds flaws with Constitutional Initiative 128, which would amend the Montana Constitution to include the right to abortion. He claimed it would allow abortions moments before birth. Tranel said she supports the freedoms that were available under Roe v. Wade. A heated moment was when Zinke said Tranel supports sex change operations, hormone therapy, and puberty blockers for children. She said he dodged the question on education, and the moderator said they can discuss it with their allotted time, but the subject did not come up again. Covey noted the amount of money coming in from both sides indicates this is a race to watch.
A lot of times you can watch to see where the super PACs are spending, and that will give you an indication of which races are genuinely going to be competitive.
Find a link to watch the whole debate on our homepage, NBCMontana.com. Reporting in Missoula, Bowen West, NBC Montana.
Sticking with the Election Day theme, later today in Missoula County, residents will have an opportunity to meet the candidates for County Commissioner. Incumbent Josh Slotnick will square off against challenger Chris Koldice in a debate for the open County Commissioner seat. Residents of Missoula County will get the chance to not only hear candidates' positions on key issues, but will also have an opportunity to ask questions. The event is today in Missoula from 11:30 a.m. through 1 o'clock this afternoon at the Doubletree Missoula Edgewater on 100 Madison Street. And now we are joined by Chief Meteorologist Brooke Foster. Brooke, I've been asking you pretty much every 20 minutes, do I still need a jacket? Do I still need a jacket? So I'll ask again, do I still need a jacket?
You know, you're going to need a jacket this morning. Doesn't have to be a big heavy coat, but by the end of the week with our next weather maker, you'll likely find yourself reaching for that heavy winter jacket because we're going to see morning lows by the end of the week and into the weekend in the teens and 20s. This morning, Kalispell, 7 to 8 a.m., 40, 53 at around lunchtime, 68, almost 70 degrees this afternoon. So if you are wearing a jacket out this morning, you're not not going to need it at all this afternoon. Lunchtime, Missoula 54, 74 once we get into that 3 o'clock hour. But we are tracking a cold front. It's going to bring some cooler, wetter weather for the second half of the week and even a round of accumulating snow. We'll talk about the impacts coming up in 10 minutes.
And coming up in Knox, and learn how the Wolf Fighters Fall Festival is making a difference in helping children battle severe illnesses. And don't throw away those old socks just yet. Find out how they can make a difference in Kalispell.